In this video, we will be assembling 6 Sonobe units into a cube. So at this point, you will have watched my Sonobe instructional video, and you've made 6 of them, and you're probably wondering, how do I put them together? Well, that's what we are about to do. So we will take our Sonobe unit, and just as before, we have the side with the little X on it, which will ultimately be our pockets, and we have the flat side. So we want the flat side up. We want to fold the tip to the corner. Now rotate it, same thing, tip to corner. Then you're going to open it back up so they stick, so the little flaps stick up at about a 90-degree angle-ish. And you'll note that this side is a square because, again, this will be a cube. I'll instruct the next 2, and then I'll do the last 3 quickly so we can get to assembling. So same thing, flat side up, bring this tip to this point, rotate it, tip to point, open it up so it's a 90-degree angle. And the last one, I'll line them up so they match. Here we go. And last one, tip to corner, rotate, tip to corner, all with the flat side up, open it back up, square. Now I'll do the last 3. And again, at any time, if you need to pause this, rewind it, something that doesn't make sense, always feel free to do so, because that's always helpful for things like this. There we go. Now, just like with the Toshi's crystal, these will go together in groups of 3. So we have our little pocket right there, and we have our flap. Flap goes into the pocket. And see, now we have our flap, and we have our next pocket right here. And there we have the first corner of our cube. Wow. So now what's kind of neat about this, since we've half made this, is because of the way I've had you shape these, you can actually put them on in groups of 2 kind of willy-nilly and just create the sides of the cube without having to necessarily worry about every single tip if you want. So at this point, you see we have our 2 flaps, so you can take one of your pieces and put both flaps in their respective pockets. Just don't cover up the flaps, whatever you do, because it won't hold itself together if you cover up the flaps. Flap in the pocket, flap in the pocket. There we go. And now we have our last 2 flaps for our last piece. And last flap, last pocket. And there we have it. A lovely little cube. So another fun tip about these is that if you aren't like me and don't make it out of sheet music, or you make it with sheet music and other colors, you can actually make a very colorful little cube that's full of patterns. Like this entire corner is white, and that's kind of neat. And this entire, well, most of this corner is sheet music. This entire corner is sheet music. So besides this, we've done the 3-piece Toshi crystal / trigonal triangular bipyramid. We've now done the 6-piece cube. If you make 12 of these, you can make a stellated octahedron. If you make 30 Sonobe units, you can make a stellated icosahedron. If you make 60 Sonobe units, you can make a spiked pentakis dodecahedron. And if you're really feisty and feeling it, you can make 90 Sonobe units and combine them into what I believe is called a truncated icosahedron, and you'll notice if you look at it the way it's put together, it looks a lot like a soccer ball because it is exactly the same pattern as a soccer ball. So thank you for joining me for this Sonobe cube, and I look forward to making the rest of the Sonobes with you. Thank you so much.